this video is to instruct those who would like to learn the progression of throwing a fastball. The history of softball dates back to Thanksgiving Day of 1887, when several alumni sat in the Chicago, Illinois Boat Club, anxiously awaiting the outcome of the Yale versus Harvard football game. When Yale was announced as winner, a Yale alumni playfully threw a boxing glove at a Harvard supporter. The Harvard fan swung at the balled-up glove with a stick. Softball began. Throwing any pitch, the grip is important. There are many different ways to grip a ball when throwing a fastball, but I'm going to teach you the horseshoe way. The softball has 3 C's or horseshoes on the ball. You will take your pointer, your middle, and your ring finger and put those on the top of the ball and wrap your thumb on the other side for more grip on the other horseshoe. When starting a warm-up for a pitch, you will start with the snap. The snap is performed about 1 or 2 feet from your catcher. You will let your arm hang down at your side and you will keep your forearm still. You will use your wrist and you will just snap the ball at your hip. The most important thing is releasing at the hip, whether you're warming up with a snap or all the way at full motion. Also make sure you feel the ball rolling off your fingers using the grip you learned at the beginning. The next part of your warm-up is called the T position. It looks exactly like what it's called. Both of your arms will go out like a T. Your mitt will be pointing at your catcher. When you're going to perform the position, you will step with the opposite leg of your dominant hand, and you will bring your arms down as you step and snap your hip right when everything comes down together. You got to make sure you're releasing at the hip and following through. Also with your follow through, make sure your hips are pointing at your catcher. The next position of your warm-up is called the K position. Again, it looks exactly like it's called. Your dominant ball hand will be above your head. Your mitt will be pointing at your catcher, and your non-dominant leg will be out. You'll be in the K position. When you release the ball, both your arms will come down together as you step and snap the ball. Make sure you're focusing on the snap at your hip, following through, and having your hips be pointed towards your catcher once you are finished with your pitch. This position is important because it will help you keep your hips open as you're snapping the ball and then closing them as you release the ball and follow through. Something that's really important is your feet position on the mound. If you're right-handed, you will have your right heel on the front of the mound and your left toes on the back of the mound. If you're left-handed, it'll be opposite. It's important because in softball, you must have both feet on the mound before starting a pitch. Here's a clip of the side view of a release of a full pitch. I will show you the wind-up, the stepping on the mound, and the release and the snap. You can see that from the side, and you will see my follow-through and the release of the ball. Next, I'm going to show you a close-up slow motion pitch. It's going to show you my wind-up, where I'm snapping the ball, how far my feet are going out when I'm pitching, how I'm releasing, how I'm following through, and where I'm landing when I'm done with the pitch. A common misconception is leading the ball. People think that they can lead their arm out in front of them to make the ball go where they want it to go, but it depends on the snap, and that will decrease the speed if you're dragging your arm out in front of you. The misconception is not turning your hips. You need to open your hips when snapping the ball so you have a good easy snap and that you don't run risk of hitting your hand on your hip and having the ball ricochet off. Above a different view of a full motion push off, you'll see me stepping up to the mound, my wind up, my windmill, where I'm snapping, how I'm releasing, and where I end up at the end of the pitch. Next few clips will show you the front full motion and then 2 full fast pitches with everything put together.